Their mascot is a donut, their logo's a donut, their name is Daydream Donuts, and they're all about being local, all about celebrations, and they're all about fun. And we're gonna have some with them today here because they're a crazy cool business located on George Street, downtown Prince George. Does it get any better than donuts? As the doctor says, you gotta eat one of them a day to keep them away, right? That's how the joke goes. Okay, let's head inside and decorate today with them. As you can see, this is how great things start here at Daydream Donuts behind the scenes, and that's where we are today, taking you on a little trip into Prince George's best donut shop downtown here with Kit. So you're part of the operation. Thanks for making the time to talk because you guys are busy.
We are, yeah, not a problem at all. We like to be able to show people how things work and what we do here. We get a lot of questions. People come in and ask us, well, why don't you just make more donuts when we run out? And the process is quite extended. It starts at about 10 p.m. the night before. Wow. And our baker comes in and she starts working the dough and everything. And by the time we come in at 4 a.m. to start frying the donuts, which is the step you see here, it's been that long since it started.
Wow, so there's already hours poured into these.
There's already hours poured into it, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Okay.
So we do small batches. Everything's made from scratch every day. Wow. So there is a reason why we don't just make more donuts.
That's fair, yeah, it takes a process. So Kit, tell me a little bit about the dough here. I understand it's a Daydream Donuts special recipe.
Yes, so we've developed a recipe. We've been open almost 4 years now, and it's just over time it has developed to where we like it. It's delicate. It doesn't like heat, doesn't like cold. We have to be really careful about how we handle it. But after it proofs for about 40 minutes, we then drop it into the fryer and start from there.
Okay, well, let's drop these into the fryer and then check in afterwards.
Okay, so these cook for about a minute.
Okay.
For each side. So when the timer goes off, we then just flip them, and then they cool on these trays.
Okay. And now, how many donuts do you guys make kind of in a rotation? You get a guess? Because you sell it a lot. So.
We do sell it a lot. It depends on what people pre-order. So if we have a lot of pre-orders, I think 2 Saturdays ago, we made something around 65 dozen donuts and fritters. And it's just a matter of if they pre-order, like let's say they want 2 dozen or 3 dozen, they call in ahead of time. We have that on order so we can add that to our production. Normally for in-house, we make about 23 dozen, just the rings. And then we do our long johns and our fritters. So once the donuts are cool, we transfer them to these trays. Okay. And this is where we dress them. We want to.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You got this down here.
Grab a few.
I'm a two-hander. You're doing it all with one hand.
You could do two-handed, one hand. My brother picks them up by 3.
By 3?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not that skilled yet.
Yeah.
Maybe Zach's hands a little bigger than mine.
And then we just, our icing is a consistency that we can spread it. Some shops dip their icings and let them set on big trays. Okay. But for us, we just take some icing and we kind of spread it on here.
Okay, now this pink, what flavor is this?
This is vanilla. So this is our typical, what people describe as the Homer Simpson donut.
Okay, yep.
So it's the classic, when you think of a donut, you usually think pink icing with sprinkles. So while the icing is still wet, we then take our bucket of sprinkles here, and we don't want to dip the whole donut. Okay. Because then there's gonna be too many. So we sort of hold it over the bucket.
Here, let's move it so the camera can see here.
We hold it over the bucket, and we kind of sprinkle it by hand.
Okay.
Give it a little shake, make sure it's got good coverage.
Just like that?
And then it sets, yeah.
It does look like a Homer Simpson donut. It's on point.
Did you want to try icing one?
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. Okay, so.
Pink there.
What's your advice here? Patience?
Patience, don't put too much on your spatula. Okay. Because you don't want it to run off the donut and stick to the paper.
Now, is there a top or a bottom, I guess?
There kind of is. You can see where it was sitting on the tray before it got fried. It's got a little bit of a pattern, and then the top is more rounded. So we put the icing on the fuller top part.
All right. The vanilla Homer Simpson. Now, talk to me about some of your other flavors as I do this here at Kit. Because there's a lot.
There are. Our display holds up to 18 flavors on Fridays and Saturdays because we do our filled flavors as well. But we typically have about 16 flavors through the week. We do classic flavors such as glazed and chocolate and cinnamon sugar. But we also have flavors that we come up with just out of creativity. We've got our espresso, and that has ground coffee. The liquid for the base is coffee itself. So it's very caffeinated. When people come in for a birthday party donuts, we say, is it for kids or adults? Because we don't want to give kids that donut. Not unless you're giving that kid to somebody else.
That's a good uncle gift.
That is a great uncle gift. That is a great uncle gift.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so as we're making this here, this is going to go in the display case for today. And then now people wondering, if they want to pre-order, how far in advance do they need to do that?
So if you're just pre-ordering something like 24 donuts and you just want assorted flavors, 24 hours in advance.
Okay.
Just so that we can add it to the next day's production. We do custom work as well. We've done weddings, we've done birthday parties. If they want something more customized, whether it's a flavor or a color, we do ask for about a week just to make sure we can get the supplies for that.
Seems reasonable.
I mean, you can order, we've had people order 40 dozen, we've had people order a single donut. You can call in for anything. If you don't think you're gonna get down here till the afternoon and you really want that donut fix for the day, give us a call first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. The more the merrier. Donuts, that's what they say. You know, a donut a day keeps the doctor away.
That's how it should be.
Awesome. Thanks for your time today, Kit. And yeah, we got some more donuts to ice up, so we'll do those and help you out too.
Perfect. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you. In case you haven't noticed, we're a lot focused on Canada these days on the show, including today Canadian movies with the one and only BVG, who is also Canadian.
I am.
Yeah?
That's true.
I say I'm produced in Canada. We think you as well?
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. Good to know. We're checking off the boxes here as we start this out here. So we're going to talk about Canadian movies today, and there's a lot of Canadian actors and a lot of movies filmed in Canada, but tell me what you discovered here.
Well, I mean, I thought this was going to be easier than it was. Because a lot of the movies that are really famous that are Canadian or older, I think they had different funding back then or something. But yeah, it's not the most. It's not. We need to do a little bit better, I think, in terms of that.
Good.
There are some ones that people always bring up in movies that people like, but in general, I feel like it was hard to find movies that everyone can watch that are made in Canada, that funded in Canada with Canadian actors. There's not that many, so.
I feel like there's a niche amount like that are in French that are filmed in Quebec.
I got one in here.
Right, yeah, but like other than that. Okay, where do you want to start? Do you want to start in directed, filmed?
Well, let's start with something recent.
Okay.
Something a bit like broad appeal. This list is going to be all over the place. I got to tell you, like, there's a lot of different audiences. So one movie you should be able to watch on here if it sounds good to you, then, you know.
Then we did something right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm just kind of aiming all over the place.
I joke about when we do dating advice features. If we helped somebody date correctly,
well, hopefully
or do
we can do that.
So there we go. Okay.
Okay. So I'll start in 2023. Blackberry. Have you seen this movie?
I haven't. But is it about the phone?
It's about the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a Steve Jobs-esque biopic of the rise and fall of BlackBerry.
Yeah, there's a fall to BlackBerry.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Jobs.
Well, yeah, near the end of the movie, the iPhone comes out. Doesn't end well for that.
No.
For them over
what
there.
we could have had.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's good comedy. There's one of the guys from Always Sunny that's in it, Glenn Howerton. He plays a great businessman in that movie. Jay Baruchel, famous Canadian actor. And it's kind of shot like a documentary a little bit. So yeah, it's got a good vibe. It's a pretty broad appeal movie. Okay. And it's a good one to check out.
Can you find it online streaming services?
I believe you can. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It should be on Amazon or something.
Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. What next?
Next, we're gonna go something just shot in Canada.
Okay.
That's just another kind of more broadly appeal movie.
I'm curious to know what you picked here because there's a lot.
There are a lot, but I picked one. Maybe you know this. I didn't know that Happy Gilmore was shot in Canada.
You know what? Okay, I knew that his grandma's house, I think, is in Toronto, or is it in Vancouver?
Most of it, I believe, was shot in Vancouver.
Okay, so it's in Vancouver.
Yeah.
I didn't know most of it was shot in
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
I rewatched it recently, and all the golf. You can see in the background all the North Shore Mountains. They got some nice golf courses there. And a very Canadian movie thematically. He's a hockey player who's transitioning to golf. Except
he loves the Bruins. But
yeah, and I think it holds up pretty well. Some people might disagree with that, but I liked my rewatch of it. And yeah, it's good comedy. It's kind of timeless.
Adam Sandler is a gem, and there's Happy Gilmore 2 coming out, which
that's true.
Yeah, was filmed in Vancouver too.
Yeah. I don't think it was.
Oh no, okay.
No.
The sequel was.
So don't watch it.
Okay, just watch number 1. Keep it original.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, we got that one, and then next, going 1982, way back. This is a famous Canadian. I've heard a lot about this from people I know. We checked it out on the weekend. It's called The Gray Fox, a 1982 movie.
Is it in black and white?
It's not in black and white.
Okay.
I do have one on this list. I'll get to that later. That one's different. We'll end with that one. But yeah, it's a kind of a Western movie, a realistic Western, kind of what it was actually like back then. Now this is a fully Canadian movie, set in Canada. It's a true story about this guy who was a bandit, robbed stagecoaches, went to jail for 33 years. In the late 80s, so he was in jail for the late 1800s, I mean,
Yep.
and he got out in 1901. The world kind of changed around him, and he just started robbing trains after he got out again.
If it's not the carriages, it's the trains.
Exactly. He's a nice guy. He's called the Gentleman Bandit, Bill Miner.
Okay.
And he kind of escapes up to BC, and he's hanging out in Kamloops for most of the movie.
No, really.
And
wow.
it's there's some good bits in there. It's a pretty like chill movie. You know, your grandparents might like this one. I think it holds up pretty well.
Okay. Everyone loves a great Western.
Yeah,
so.
and there's some good. I mean, they mentioned Cache Creek. There's some good. You know.
Really? Some
yeah,
neat
it's
stuff.
interesting. Yeah, and there's a really old Royal Bank of Canada sign that appears halfway through.
Okay.
It's interesting to see Canada in a movie, you know,
Yeah.
in the early 1900s.
Yeah, because
don't see that.
No, set in the early 1900s. This is when Barkerville was kind of just ending its heyday, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
Interesting.
yeah, it's something you don't see very often, so check it out. It's not super long, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now that one probably, you probably won't find that streamed anywhere, but maybe you never.
You
Oh,
will
actually?
it's on. I think you can rent it. I watched it on Prime. I think it's there.
Wow.
Yeah.
The more you know.
So yeah, that's that one. And then this next one, we're gonna go a bit more modern. This 2010 movie, directed by Denis Villeneuve. You know who that is? You aware of
no,
that guy?
probably French.
Yeah.
Good
Good
guess.
guess there, but. Yeah,
Should I know who he is?
He directed Dune, the
Oh,
Dune movies.
okay.
He directed Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner movie. He's like Hollywood's sci-fi golden boy right now. And one of his earlier movies, he's from Quebec. And this is a dramatic movie. This is a serious movie. These are for people that like the Oscars movies and watch those. So that's this audience, I guess. But amazing movie. I just watched it recently for the first time. The acting, the performances, and everything. It's great. It's really good. And this is a Canadian-funded movie, mostly in French. You got to deal with the subtitles.
Sure. Good for French immersion classes.
Yeah, it's quite a movie.
Interesting. Denis Villeneuve. I didn't even realize it was such a big deal.
Yeah,
Canadian director.
He's big. Yeah, definitely the biggest director to come out of Canada for sure, by far.
Okay, and if you had a last one to pick here, what do you want to get to?
Okay. This is a different one.
Okay.
This is not even a Canadian movie. I picked this as an honorary Canadian movie.
Oh.
It came out in 2022, and it's called Hundreds of Beavers. Okay.
Okay. Is it about the Hudson's Bay Company?
Well, it might as well be. It's this guy. He's running this liquor business, and beavers mess it all up. So he wants to get revenge on the beavers. It's this guy who's. He basically learns to run a trap line over the course of the movie. This movie is in black and white. Okay. Remember, 2023.
Good thing beavers, they
It's
cater
a
to
silent movie.
Oh my goodness.
But it's like an hour and a half of just slapstick comedy, and it was made on a $150,000 budget. It made over $2 million.
Whoa!
So people like this movie, and I think it premiered in Canada, so I guess that's my link maybe. Huh. But a really good time, surprisingly good time for a black and white silent movie shot a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's fun. If that somehow sounds appealing to you, just give it a try. Watch it with some people, It's a good crowd movie.
Yeah, hey, you know what? We aim to please, and if there's a little bit of something in there, we try to do a little bit of something for everyone. So $2 million is more than a few hundred beaver pelts would fetch.
Exactly, yeah.
So thanks so much for coming in, BVG,
of
again. Good to chat, and of course, there's your Canadian content. Some good ideas for you to take in on the long weekend here coming up, because, well, we know you want to stay truthful to your roots, eh? That's what I say. I knew I slipped in a name.
It's a good one.
Thanks, Braiden. Huh, would you look at that? So much more than wine, Northern Lights Estate Winery. Huh, I agree. I agree on that fact, actually, because they're having a very cool event here. It's called Spring into Easter. And what are you going to find? You're going to find fun, you're going to find families, and you might even find some little bunny rabbits too. All that and more we're going to check out today because Aaron has got some cool activities planned for us. Let's go see. Now time to get to the games here at the Northern Lights Estate Winery. You got a really fun Easter event coming up here, Aaron. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing.
So it's a family-friendly event where we're hoping we get a bunch of, adorable little kids coming out to
Maybe
check out.
some little bunnies.
Some little bunnies would be adorable. A little carrot maybe.
Okay.
So everyone will get a passport to fun. So this document essentially is just full of a bunch of games that you get to walk throughout the property and collaborate with your group on. So it's pretty simple games like seek and finds and kind of word scrambles and things like that. And then you're kind of up on the patio. You'll head down into the orchard area and do a little bit of a search for the bunny to see where he has traveled. He's a worldly bunny, he or she.
Have you named the bunny yet? Just maybe Jack Rabbit or something?
Baxter the bunny.
Baxter the bunny?
Be alliteration,
it's alliteration,
obviously.
Yeah, this is how we operate too on the show.
Totally, yes.
It's not alliteration. We did it wrong.
So yeah, essentially you'll do that. And then you can kind of head down. There's an Easter crafting station. So you can create a little paper mache egg with stickers and colors and stuff to take home. There's also going to be some bunnies.
Some actual
bunnies.
Really?
Very adorable little fuzzy guys, yes.
Do they like wine? I don't know if bunnies would like wine.
Carrot wine?
Yeah, carrot wine. Maybe Doug should invent that.
We've made pumpkin wine before, so why not, right? Root vegetable wine. Be great.
There you go.
Yes, you'll be able to go down there and do that. We'll have some fun for adults as well. So sangria, an Easter sangria will be made. We're doing free samples of that, and then we'll offer wine by the glass and sangria by the glass for purchase. So you can walk around the grounds while you enjoy that. While your kid has some fun doing some little tasks.
So what I'm hearing, the kids hop around and you're walking around with the wine or sangria.
Yeah.
Win-win.
Why not, right? Yeah, why not?
Might be the biggest win of all today, Aaron, though.
What's that?
We should play pin the tail on the bunny. You ready?
I feel like I'm going to win, but okay.
Okay, let's get to it.
Okay.
So who's taping whose eyes shut first?
You're not taping my eyes shut.
Okay. You can tape mine.
So ridiculous.
This is great.
Don't cheat. This is
I won't
cheat-proof
cheat.
tape.
Actually, yeah, it just kind of hurts to open, so.
Good. Okay.
There you go. We're taped shut. Can't see anything.
Okay.
All I know is I think producer Zach's somewhere over here. Is that a good start?
Should I turn him around? I'm going to turn you around.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, turn me
so
around.
You want to hold your sticky side is
Where's
that one.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 1. Oh, God. 2. 3. Yeah. Okay. Somewhere here-ish. Nope. Okay. I don't understand the turning thing. Okay.
Not there?
No.
Okay.
Yes. You're warmer. Go.
I know there's an edge here.
Take your tape off.
Where did it go?
You put it on this one.
Oh, no. Well, it's only up from here. Do you want to give this a whirl?
I guess.
Okay, well, there's room for improvement, so come on.
I am not a cheater, so I'm not going to tape my eyes.
You're not going to tape your eyes?
No.
We believe in you because you're...
Because I'm obviously...
I'm going to have to spin you, though.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Sure. I can tell where the cars are coming from, so...
2, 3.
Okay.
Okay. And, oh, let's see if she can really do this. This is your natural habitat. I feel like you live here almost, so.
I think it's this way. Am I right?
A little colder. No, that's very cold. That's warmer.
Oh, I hear the tracks. Okay. Am I close? Oh, okay. Shut up, Gaten! Damn it!
This is awesome. Come on, if this doesn't scream fun, Aaron, I don't know what does.
So, also, everyone who has a ticket gets an option or an ability to win a discount on wine or merchandise or something.
You don't have to successfully pin the tail on the bunny for this.
No.
Okay.
So this is mainly for adults, honestly, because obviously you're going into the wine shop. Grab one. Let's see what kind of discount you get.
Our show might colors are pink, so I'm going for pink here.
There we go.
What do we got?
And what does it say?
None for occasion.
Wah, wah.
Are you kidding me?
It must be the only one. That's weird.
Oh my God, the Easter Bunny. I thought they were kinder than this.
You have to pin the tail properly, so.
Oh well. Time to take a look outside of today's CKPG snapshot. This is, well, they say about the chicken crossing the road. What about the moose crossing the little side creek here? One of the side channels at Cottonwood Island Park in Prince George, captured by Gwen McDonald. Very cool shot here. I'm trying to figure out if it is a short moose, deep water, or just a young moose. Well, all that we'll have to find out. But what we do know, it's a great CKPG snapshot. Thanks so much, Gwen, for sending this in. With tempers flare, it's probably due to some road construction, right? Maybe you hit a pothole, but usually road construction, everyone's stopped. You're going, what the heck's going on up there? I can't get to anywhere. I want to go somewhere. I can't be in this place. Your mind's raging. Imagine if it was for practice. Let's take a look at that today in local history. Today we look back to 1998, busy day on First Avenue. Why? Well, because they were teaching traffic control this day in 1998. Imagine you're in the lineup of traffic and you're thinking, what's up there? Construction? Are they filling potholes? What's going on? Nope. They're just teaching someone how to stop traffic. And that's the best way to learn. Hands-on, right into the roadway. Well, it's true. That's what they used to do. They don't quite do this kind of thing anymore, I don't believe. Maybe for a good reason. Hey, imagine you get up to the front there, there's no hazard. They're not doing anything. They're just practicing traffic control. Oh, that'd be a face palm kind of moment. But anyways, thanks so much for watching today. And remember, don't hack darts, huck darts at the Seniors Activity Center. There you go, it's my line of the day. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see more good stuff on the show tomorrow. Bye for now.